Hello, hello, and welcome to my channel. Okay, so today we will be talking about older men and sex. I mean, after a certain age, do they still even feel the same way? Now, this conversation came about from one of my male friends, of course. And I have some of the best conversations with him because he always makes me see things in a totally different way. So what he was saying was that after a certain age, it's not even a big deal anymore, and he's in his 50s. And the reason why he said that is really because it's like, okay, you have to get to know that person. You have to have a connection. Most people get married, especially the guys, and he said this himself. Most of them get married because of sex, because they're looking for stable sex. And it's just the fact of knowing that they have it. They might not be able to get it whenever they want to, but the fact that it's there. So, yeah, that's what he told me. Um, and that makes a lot of sense. So we pretty much know that men get involved for sex and also for looks. Men are driven by sex and looks, women are driven by security and resources. So this is just something that's natural in both of the sexes. Um, the thing is, I think for women, because we are made differently, there's a misconception that we don't like sex or we don't want it as much as men. And some women may not, but I feel like the older you get, it's kind of like naturally, as a woman, you may crave it even more. Whereas the men, they kind of like wane off a little bit. But seriously, sex is really good when you're with somebody that you're comfortable with, that you feel like you can trust and you can, do all kind of things with, try all kind of things, of course. But what I'm noticing too is I'm seeing a lot more men abstaining from sex. There's this big push for semen retention. That's where they can still, arrive orgasm without ejaculation. With the actually, yeah, yeah. So you can read between the lines what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so even with that, there's even more men that are just not having sex right now. There's a lot more people being celibate, a lot more people being abstinent because they just want to really work on themselves. And one thing that he said that made a lot of sense, he said, when you get to be a certain age, you realize that you have more time behind you than you have ahead of you. So you just don't want to waste your time with just anybody. And so that would be the same as far as, having sex. You don't want to just have sex with just anybody. You want it to mean something. So you start doing things with more of a purpose. The older you get, the more purposeful everything you do is supposed to be. Yeah. So trying to think if there's anything else I want to talk about with that situation. I have a couple more videos coming out, but yeah, just want to talk about real quick what some men are thinking about sex. And then a lot of times it's like they just don't want to be bothered with the things that are going on, with unwanted pregnancies and STDs, or just having to get to know somebody and, the whole little rigmarole that goes with, trying to get the goods. So, yeah, guys are tired of games too. And once you hold back sex, once you withhold the sex, you really get the clarity. And I put that in one of my shorts. Abstinence and celibacy. So let me just explain the difference between abstinence and celibacy. Celibacy is usually because of a religious belief, okay? That you're not having sex. And abstinence is just simply because you feel like you have your own personal issues. So that's pretty much it. And I would agree with anyone. I mean, a lot of times, most of us are so used to having sex or so used to being with someone that our judgment is clouded. We really don't get to know the person for who they are. So you're doing all these bedroom Olympics or whatever, and you're missing some crucial things that what if the sex wasn't there? Would you still be there? Would that person still be there if the sex wasn't there? Do you guys really have anything in common? Can you really have a good conversation outside of sex? Do you see this person without having sex with them? What is your relationship with this person really based on? So yeah, that's why I said, a lot of people are used to friends with benefits, sneaky links, and this hookup culture. It's really got people devaluing people instead of really getting to know them and respecting your own body. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say. It's just that there's more of a movement now where men are becoming more aware of yeah, where they put their old little man at. So yeah. Okay. I have some more topics coming up. Let me know what kind of topics you would like to see. Bye for now. Be blessed.